Hi everyone, welcome. Thank you for joining. We're just giving a couple more minutes for others to join. Okay. Um, Hi everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Joining on time. We're very grateful for that. We just want to give a couple of minutes. Our speaker is having a bit of a challenge with connecting, but he should be on in the next 2 minutes. I can turn my video on so you see who's speaking. Hi everyone. My name is Bookie. I am the head of operations at Travelbay, and we're really excited to be hosting this webinar because we're really excited in general for people to travel to Africa and experience different parts of the continent. So we're grateful that you're here and you're kind of you've taken the time to come and find out about Benin City. Oh, great! Our speaker is here, so we can definitely get started. Okay. Um, we're recording. We're doing all things. Okay. So we can um we can kick off. If everybody can just indicate that they can hear me, so I know that we're all on the same page.
I can hear
Thumbs
you.
up.
Yeah. Hi.
Perfect. Awesome. So good evening and welcome everyone. My name is Buki, like I said, and on behalf of Travel Bay, I'm delighted to welcome you to this special gathering. Tonight we're here to and I'm saying tonight because in Benin City it's actually nighttime. I know many of us are in the US, but it's actually the evening time. So we're going to be exploring the city, a place where heritage, art, and creativity come together to shape a vibrant future. Thank you again for joining us. Ella, we can go to the next slide. We're honored to host this conversation as part of our commitment to nurturing creativity and cultural exchange. For this webinar, we're proud to collaborate with Angels and Muse, who has a space in Benin City where we're hoping to host our first heritage trip here at Travel Bay. Angels and Muse is going to host a heritage trip that Travel Bay is helping them organize. It's going to be in December. So we're hoping people who are already in Nigeria or in Ghana or in West Africa in general for the holiday season will take a couple of days to explore the city with us. Our agenda for this webinar is we're going to engage with Mr. Enotie Ogbebor, who is an artist who lives and works in Benin City, and he's going to walk us through his the heritage of the city, some of the creativity that we know comes from that city, specifically how it has transcended, such a long history, and how it's being kind of interpreted by contemporary artists and creatives today. He's also going to walk us through a few of the different places in Benin City that he enjoys. He enjoys spending his time. We'll do a bit of a Q&A afterward, and then we'll get into a bit more details about the trip. So yeah, let's jump right in and introduce Mr. Enotie. Benin City holds a profound place in African and global history, from the ancient bronzes to oral traditions and creative practices that are still alive today. The city embodies a memory that continues to inspire. It's also home to a new wave of creatives who are interpreting this heritage in an interesting way. Sorry, one second, my notes are confusing me. To help us reflect on this, I now invite Mr. Enotie Ogbebor to share his perspective on art, memory, and heritage in Benin City. Mr. Enotie, please, I'll give you the floor to introduce yourself and your history with the city, just so that you can do it a bit more justice than I've been able to do right now. Are you able
Okay, good
to?
evening,
Okay,
everybody.
you're unmuted now. We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Yeah, good evening, everybody. My name
Yes, we
is
can hear you.
Enotie Ogbebor. Yeah, and I'm based in Benin, where I run a studio called Nostona Studios. We also run residency, and yeah, Benin is myself and Victor, who's the proprietor of Black Muse, like a brother to me. We've all been cooperating for years to bring Benin back on the map for culture. So Benin is a very interesting city. It's, as you all know, the capital of the ancient kingdom of Benin, which spanned several countries, as we now know it. And
Sorry, we're having a bit of a
it's,
challenge hearing you. It's a bit unclear.
can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
You're breaking up a bit. Yes, that's better. Thank you.
Is it clear?
It's
Can
still
you
breaking
hear
up
me?
a little bit.
Is it breaking up?
Yeah, it's still breaking up.
Okay, it's breaking now. Is it better? Hello?
Not quite.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Is it better? Okay, you know what? Let me
We
put off
can
my,
hear you. Your
let me put off
video.
my
Yeah, maybe
video.
that will help.
So hopefully this will be better. So Benin, like I was saying, is
Okay, let's
the ancient
continue.
capital of the Benin Kingdom. And today it's the capital of Edo State in Nigeria. It has retained huge vestiges of its cultural history. And in Benin, the hospitality of the people is very palpable. The city itself is laid back. It has an easygoing mood. Although in the last few years, it seems to be ramping up activities economic wise. But we've had a good run. The administration before this was very culture centric and very focused on the arts and tourism. And so a lot was done to identify a lot of the culture sites, heritage sites, historic sites, and a lot of other people have also made effort to create artistic spaces, either for visual artists or for theater or for
Sorry, we've lost you again. We can't hear.
Um, and so Benin, yeah, and Benin is also mini Nigeria. And so we've adopted a lot of the national cuisine as well from various places and peoples. And you can find this in being served in very nice fine dining settings or in fine buka settings. And also the different quarters for creativity, for culture still exist. For those who are familiar with the history of Benin, the palace was the center and the fulcrum of the entire kingdom. And the palace operated through its chieftaincy systems and its guild systems. So the remnants of these guilds, which are still listed and seen today, the most famous amongst them is the Bronze Casters Guild, the Gun quarters, where this can be arranged to see the bronze casters at work in the various foundries. Also, the Guild of Wood Carvers, we can go visit them, see them, but work, tell stories and capture history on wood. We also have a lot of cultural groups of the city who perform regularly at weekends for naming ceremonies, for weddings, and for important community events. We also have a lot of the archaeology. Early in 1897, the original Benin archaeological uh, houses were burnt to the ground by the invading British forces, who then massacred a lot of people. But a few of the houses were saved, and these we can visit. So you see how the people lived 200 years ago, 250 years ago, the kind of abode, the layout of their houses, and how they built these houses, their religious beliefs, their family life. All this can be gleaned from the remnants of this um, sample of Benin architecture. Also, the music is quite rich and also varied. There are quite a few hotspots in the city where you can go sit down and listen to live music being played. A lot of the bands also versatile, so they play from Benin local music, they play Nigerian hip hop, they play high life, they play reggae, and they play, soul, blues. They're quite a wide compendium of music they offer, but they're very talented. Benin being like a melting pot for creativity. You find these bands littering the city and creating opportunities for people to go to different places and enjoy live music over drinks. Recently, we've had a spate of spaces opening up to cater for the visual arts, for painters, for sculpture, for dance, for theater. So these spaces also can be visited so that we can interact with the artists, interact with those who are running these spaces to also see what it's like. The Museum of West African Arts will be opening November 11th to the public, and thereafter it will be open to the public to come see what they have to offer. The museum was set up primarily to act as a platform to showcase um, African arts from all over West Africa, from different parts of the world. And so, in fulfillment of that promise, it will open its doors November 11th. We also have the Bohon Cultural Center. Chief Ibohon is a high priest, and he has a grove he has developed specially for the different deities and shrines and the histories and the stories and legends and myths which accompany them are told with rich cultural display, told with rich um, visuals of shrines, of statues and sculptures, in a very rich compound, which is populated by very significant trees, which are also relevant to our history and our culture of the people. And so let's not forget the famous uh, Benin Moat and Benin Wall. You come early, Benin Wall and Benin Moat. These are ancient relics, which famously is regarded to be the largest man-made earthworks in the world, and also reported in the Guinness Book of Record to be longer than the Great Wall of China. And of course, Benin is also the home of the famous Benin bronzes and ivory and leather works. All this we can see in the National Museum. And also, we can see contemporary works in the various private contemporary arts museums, galleries, and artist studios as well. We also have the University of Benin, which has a rich arts department and faculty. And there we can also visit to see how the students are being trained and how they have a sculpture garden, which is world famous. Yeah, we can interact with the students and to also see the art on campus. So this is just a brief, and then of course, let's not forget the Oba Palace. This is a showcase right in the middle of the city, the heart of the city. The famous Oba Market, which dates back from the 12th century, 14th century, can also be visited, where you see rich collections of textiles and of different arts and crafts. Also the famous building by Demasumoko, who is a living legend, an artist and architect, recognized globally at the Venice Architectural Biennale with the Lions Award as the top architect and designer globally. It's a lifetime achievement award. So you can also see the culture, the Marquesa, the second cultural center, which was designed and built by Demasumoko. It's a very important landmark. And yeah, I mean, the vibe in Benin is very nice, clean, laid back, safe, and fun. And so you will get a good dose of history, a good dose of culture, and a good dose of contemporaneity of new things, because almost every household in Benin has one or two or three relatives living abroad. So there's a potpourri of global influences and Benin history and culture, and the cultures of other peoples who have lived in Benin for centuries and for decades. So in this wise, Benin has an open embrace. The hotels are quite numerous as well, although a few make the cut of being qualified as 3-star to 4-star. But you can be sure you get a nice place, clean bed to lay your head on in a good area. And transportation is quite ubiquitous with Bolt, Uber, and private taxis litter the city. Yes, so it will be wonderful. Yeah, Benin in a nutshell. The city is also littered with statues and artworks of historical relevance, and these are also sites that we can visit as part of our culture tour.
Mm,
So thank you very much. I think,
thank
yeah.
you. That was very extensive. Thank you so much for giving us so much insight. Um, I'll ask a couple of questions, but I'm sure the other members or the other attendees would also like to ask some questions. When it comes to
Yep.
visiting Benin, you've given us a really wide understanding of what people can expect to see when they come. And I think it's also good to get an understanding of like what do the people who live in Benin like, what's fun there? Like how do people decide every weekend, or what they're doing? What is the culture like for people, especially in the December period? People are very excited to be out and about. So can you give us some insight into what that kind of vibe is?
Okay, yeah, the December period it is marked by a lot of activities which are historical in nature, and a lot of which is also contemporary in nature. The Agwe Festival, which is a series of festivals uh, centered around the palace. Some are performed indoors, and some are performed outdoors over a period of 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And so this is an opportunity for you to see ceremonies which are dating back to the 14th century, in some cases the 12th century, being repeated faithfully for the last 800 years or more. So you get to see the Oba out in full regalia, come to perform different ceremonies. So this is one aspect. And then there are also a lot of cultural events happening around the city. People have local carnivals and events, which you'll see masquerades and see all sorts of fun. Then there are some also drama presentations, movie premieres, because Edo has a burgeoning film industry, which is growing at a very fast pace. Also, there are lots of places where events are organized to entertain children, to entertain teenagers, and also entertain adults. But like I said, there's a lot of cultural events happening in the city. And this is all centered around the famous Igwe Festival. It's globally renowned, and it's something worth attending because it's one, like I said, of a series of festivals happening within that period. So the cities are agog, and of course, Benin has a healthy dose of Pentecostalism and Christianity. Pentecostalism was anchored and by the late Reverend Benson Dausa, Archbishop Dausa. So you expect to see a lot of Christian activities as well. But all in all, December is a really feel-good period because you have a high influx of people coming back home from different parts of the world to come and celebrate. And so, of course, you get caught up in the various cultural activities and the huge calendar of events to keep one busy. Yeah, that's it basically.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, I think my last question is going to be about food. I know you touched on it briefly when you said Benin kind of has an offering for anyone for its palate from around the world. But I think we need to
Yeah.
get into some of the like deep-rooted actual dishes that people need to try when they come to Benin. I know there's Chinese food and all the other like regular
Yeah.
contemporary stuff, but what's the real like cultural stuff that people will not get anywhere else but in Benin City?
One of them is black soup.
Mm,
Black soup is a must-have. The Benin banga is also different. It's quite special.
okay.
So the black soup is made up of 5 vegetables, and it's very medicinal and very nourishing. It can be eaten with Korean starch or even amala, I think. And then you have, of course, like I said, it's melting
Okay.
pot of cuisines, of cultures. So you have our own peculiar way of cooking the soup, which we call obolo, by the way. We have our own peculiar way of cooking the goosey, of cooking vegetable soup. There's another soup called water leaf soup. It's very, it's a delicacy in Benin, water leaf soup. And we're also big on snails, game, um, goat meat, fish. So Benin has a quite rich cuisine. So these are some of the delicacies you should try Nigerian food when you come to Benin. You should try the. Everything has a peculiarity here. Even the pepper soup is peculiar. Yeah, it's all peculiar.
Fair enough.
So yeah,
Uniquely
and we
made.
have places, yes, we have places where you can eat all of these, from Mama Ebo to Ubelaka, um, Mama Ubelaka to Ogwaligo. Yeah, all this, and then we also have the bamboo kitchen, which also has an African kitchen. You have the abstract restaurant, which also serves a lot of Nigerian food. There are quite a plethora of them. The Protea, you get both Nigerian and continental food. But there are places all over the city where you can get delicacies that people call the veranda. It's quite an interesting place. It's been run for the past uh, 40 years, handed over from mother to daughter. There are quite a lot of places like that
Wow.
that are handed over from mother to daughter. Some are over 70 years old. So you can imagine how dyed in the wool the recipes are and how
Right.
extremely delicious food that has been cooked for over 70 years with the same recipe, 40 years. So you're getting
Right.
premium stuff. And of
That's
course, it's nice to me.
engaging.
I might be around to chaperone you personally to this place.
Please, we want to be chaperoned. That's Thank you so much for
Right.
sharing. So I think Ella, we can move to the Q&A slide, and I'll open the floor for anyone else who has a question for Mr. Ogbebor. But before we do that, thank you so much for sharing your insights. This has been really helpful. We had a little bit of challenge hearing some parts
It's
because
my
of
pleasure.
your network, but I think we got the overall gist that Benin is definitely somewhere that people need to see to really like immerse themselves in the culture and the history and the energy.
It's very what's the word? It just talk to you and grab you when you're here. Sometimes
Mm.
we've had people come and say, I wish I could just stay for a longer time, but they have to go back to work or go back to their families. Benin has that effect
Correct. Yeah,
of living.
I concur.
Mhm.
I concur. So does anyone have any questions? Please raise your hand or put the question in the chat. You can ask questions about Benin City in general. We'll give some details about the trip to Benin a little bit after that, and you can ask questions then too. But any questions specifically about the city or just Mr. Ogwebor's practice, please feel free to jump in. Any questions or thoughts or excited musings about black soup and what you're going to try it with? Okay, doesn't look like we have any questions. All right. If you do, please feel free to put it in the chat or just raise your hand whenever the question is inspired. So, Ella, we can go to the next slide. Okay. So this is, as I said at the beginning, we're a travel tech company that helps travel planners connect and plan for. Oh yeah, somebody says that they got to visit your space in Benin last year. That's very exciting.
Okay.
That's for you, Mr. Enotie. Yeah. Kemi, who's here, she says she visited your space last year and she was very excited about that. That's nice.
Oh, thank you. Well, I hope you're coming again this time for the MOA opening, November 11th. We have something special planned for the period.
Oh, nice. I hear Benin is going to be full at that time, I'm excited to hear that.
All, yeah, all hotel spaces booked, all flights fully booked.
Mm,
It's it's an invasion.
nice. Nice.
Oh,
She
okay.
says she's
So I'll be
coming
back in
back.
November for sure. Yeah. Okay, so look forward to seeing you.
Yeah. Okay. So just to do a little bit of a roundup on the Benin Heritage trip specifically planned with Angels and Muse. So we've curated a journey that takes people beyond the surface into the heart of Benin City. You get to explore Igun Street with the bronze casters. You get to visit the National Museum, engage with the Nosona Studios and Woodcarvers Guild, and walk along the Great Benin Wall, or what is left of them that we can see. Along the way, you'll also savor Benin's culinary traditions and connect with a creative community shaping the city's future. Um, You'll be able to find details about the trip and the link that is going to put it in the chat right now. But we just wanted you to know that we are planning this trip coming up in December. So if you or anybody you know wants to join in, we'd be very excited to have you. So Ella, please put the link in the chat for everyone who's on the call so that they can engage with it. But pretty much, I think we've made. I love how we're getting people joining us now. Oh, that's great. Okay, so we're getting a couple more people joining, which is nice. Welcome. Hello. Yeah, okay. So the link in the chat. I'll just go over quickly for those who just joined. We've we've actually gone through most of our agenda, and we've had a really nice a nice conversation with Mr. Enotie Ogbebor about Benin City and planning a trip to see it in December. For anyone who's on the trip or anyone who knows somebody who's going to be on the continent in December, we are excited to invite people to join that trip. Ella, please share the link again, just in case people who just joined didn't get it because we shared it before. But we can please ask any questions. We'll be willing to answer them now that you're on the call. If you have any thoughts specifically that you'd like us to cover whilst we're still on here. No thoughts. Everyone's so quiet. Well, we're really excited that you joined us. Okay. I guess it's in the absence of no additional thoughts or questions. The Travelbay team that's here on the call, we have Anita, who's ahead of our marketing department. We have Ella, who's also on our marketing team. So if you have any questions, we'll be here for a few minutes to answer those. But thank you very much for joining us. We're very grateful, and we're very grateful for your time, Mr. Enotie. Thank you again for sharing with us your experiences and
It's my
your love
pleasure.
for the beautiful city of Benin. Thank you very much. Okay, so I
Thank
think we're
you.
done. Thank you so much, everybody.
So look forward to seeing you guys. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. Okay, I think we can end the recording there.
Awesome hosting. Well done, Buki. Very nice conversation. Even though my laptop crashed like 5 times, my probe
Sorry.
kept crashing. I don't know what's going on. I even got blue screen error at some point.
Yikes. That's no good at
At
all.
all. It's back on right now, Sha, but I'm hoping that's a glitch in the matrix. I'm just
Yeah,
hoping
my
that's what's
laptop
going
stopped working like 2 weeks ago, so I know the struggle.
on.